안녕하십니까? I think throughout our journeys, we change a lot when we learn languages, so I want to talk a little bit about that today. So when I started learning languages, I think I had a different mentality, I had different opportunities open to me, and I had a different pool of information that I could look at. But throughout the years after acquiring a few languages, I think my situation's much different now, so I want to talk a little bit about that today. I'm still really young, 23, but I think I've already seen a big effect on my life thanks to learning languages. I think overall the only changes I have are good, so I guess I'm only going to talk about good things today. So maybe it's like I'm trying to convince you to learn a language or to continue learning that one that you put down. So the first major thing that really changed about me since I've been learning languages is my discipline. So through the process of learning French, through learning Korean, especially through learning Japanese, I learned how to set realistic goals. I think the average person kind of makes goals that are way too big, but I think learning languages has taught me to maybe scale back, to maybe lower my expectations just a little bit, but still create goals that are progressive, that still change something. Maybe related to that, I've kind of learned to accept failure as well. I think a lot of kids who are treated as, gifted and talented in the American education system maybe have difficulty once they reach adulthood because they're not the most special, important thing anymore. So I think through the process of sounding really stupid or failing to reach my goals in a language, I kind of have been able to psychologically accept that, I'm not the best at everyone. Just look at other YouTubers that do a similar thing to me and I see, okay, maybe my skills in that language aren't the best. And I don't mean this in a very defeatist kind of way. A few videos ago I talked about perfectionism in video games. I mean, it's also been a little helpful to me to compare myself to other people because I kind of accept that I will not be number one, so just do what you can do the best. That's good enough. Your skills are better than most people if you do anything. Therefore, you should do something, right? Oh, those are more serious things about discipline, but also there's a maybe smaller thing about discipline that I've changed. It's kind of to learn to accept embarrassment. So after the awkward teenage age, everybody hates being embarrassed, but learning languages can really humble you when you accidentally say something sexual and you didn't mean to, and then you realize you have to work on that pronunciation, right? I think it really helps to accept or handle embarrassment if you learn languages. In terms of information, I think a whole new world has been opened to me thanks to learning languages. You have access to a full foreign internet now. You have their recipes, you have their Wikipedias to look at, you have their research websites to look at, you have so much new information that's available to you. As someone who studied history in university, only English level sources is very restrictive. I remember for my capstone class, my classmates all had to choose American or British topics because that's all they had access to, but I was lucky enough to do a French topic because I could actually look at those French sources. So just in terms of information, you are exposed to so much more once you can at least access things in other languages. So I mean that more of in like a research historical kind of sense, but also in terms of daily life, you have access to so much foreign news now. And I think in general, it's really good to think about, what are other countries thinking about this issue? Because freedom of information is so important, right? In terms of opportunities, I think it's made a huge difference that I've been learning a lot of languages. It helps your immediate needs. You have more job opportunities. You have the option to go to another country now if you really need to, because in a world that's constantly changing, you want to keep your options open, right? I think 2020 taught us not to put all of our eggs in one basket. That's more about immediate, necessary things, but in terms of also emotional needs, you can meet so many great friends, meet some really great people thanks to languages, not only of speakers of that language, but also language enthusiasts just like you, people of a common hobby. It's always good to meet people like that, and it's always great to hear about what life is like in other places, and learning languages gives you that opportunity. I think we're really lucky to be learning languages in the time of the internet because we have access to everyone in the world, and it just makes the world so much smaller. While we live maybe in a globalized world in the sense of economy, in terms of culture, we're still very disconnected. I think learning languages kind of disconnects those barriers, lets us talk to people that think different from us. So I think in those ways, that's how language learning has affected me. I'm curious how language learning has affected you. Let me know in the comments, what are some good things that have come from learning languages? Are there any bad things from learning languages? I couldn't think of any, but maybe there can be some bad result from learning languages that I'm not thinking of. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you again next week for another one. Bye-bye.